Have you ever walked through a storm so fierce that you wondered if God still saw you? Have you faced nights so long that the morning light felt like a distant dream? If you've ever asked, "Where is God in my suffering?" then Psalm 91 is your answer, your promise, your shield in the darkness. In a world torn by chaos, fear, and uncertainty, this ancient psalm isn't just poetic scripture. It's a living covenant, a divine declaration of God's unwavering protection, spoken over your life today. Psalm 91 begins with these powerful words: "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." And right there, in verse 1, God gives us a choice and a promise. To dwell means to stay, to live, to make the presence of God your home, not a place you visit in times of trouble, but a place you choose to reside in daily. And when you do, you come under His shadow, under the protection of the Almighty, El Shaddai, the all-sufficient, all-powerful One. Verse 2 boldly declares, "I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust," which means your words matter. Your declaration builds your spiritual shelter. What you speak in faith becomes a wall of defense around your soul. In the next verses, God says He will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. The enemy sets traps, but God sees what you can't. He protects you from dangers both seen and unseen, from diseases that spread like fire and fear that clouds your mind. And then in verse 4 comes the imagery that stirs the deepest part of our soul. "He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust." Like a mother bird sheltering her young, God's love is tender, intimate, and fiercely protective. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. This isn't poetic fluff. This is God saying, when fear surrounds you, my truth will be your armor. Then verse 5 says, "Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fleeth by day," reminding us that whether it's midnight panic attacks or real-world threats, God's protection is 24/7. You are not alone in the dark, and you are not exposed in the light. Verse 6 adds, "Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday," which means whether it's hidden threats or open battles, God stands between you and harm. Verse 7 says, "A 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee." Think about that. Others may fall. Destruction may rage around you, but God draws a boundary over your life and says, "This one is mine," not because of who you are, but because of where you dwell and whom you trust. Verse 8 tells us, "Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked." God will not just protect you. He will make you a witness of His justice. Then in verse 9 and 10, He reaffirms, "Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling." This is a covenant, not a superstition or a charm, but a living, breathing promise activated by your relationship with God. God doesn't promise we won't see hardship. He promises it won't consume us. He doesn't promise we won't walk through fire. He promises we won't be burned, And then in verse 11 comes one of the most quoted verses in spiritual warfare. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. Yes, angels, real, present, ministering spirits assigned by God to guard you, lift you, guide you. You are never truly alone. Verse 12 continues, They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Even your stumbles are covered by divine grace. When you fall, you won't stay down. Verse 13 declares authority. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder. The young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Lions and serpents represent both loud and subtle threats, but you were born to walk in victory, not fear. And then comes a shift. A voice from heaven breaks in, starting in verse 14. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. This is God speaking now, not about the psalmist, but about you. God says because you've chosen to love him, to know him, he will deliver you, exalt you, place you above the reach of destruction. Verse 15 continues, He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. God doesn't avoid the truth. Trouble will come, but he says, I will be with you in it, not watching from afar, not judging from a distance, but right there, your ever-present help in trouble. And finally, verse 16, With long life will I satisfy him and shew him my salvation. This is not just about surviving, it's about thriving, about living a full life drenched in God's purpose, sealed by his salvation. So now I ask you, where do you dwell? Where do you run when life crashes in? Have you made the Most High your habitation, or just your occasional visitor? Because Psalm 91 is not a magic spell. It's a relational covenant. It's God saying, Come close to me, and I'll be your hiding place. If fear has chased you, if anxiety has gripped you, if you've been searching for peace in all the wrong places, this is your invitation back to the shadow of the Almighty. Come back to the one who never left. Let this be the day you claim Psalm 91 over your home, your health, your family, your future. Say it aloud. Pray it over your children. Declare it when you wake up. Whisper it when you lie down. This is your inheritance, your heritage as a child of the King. So take a moment right now, pause everything, and say, Lord, I choose to dwell in you, and watch what happens when heaven moves on behalf of those who dare to believe. Don't keep this to yourself. Share this message with someone who needs to hear my voice today. Like this video, subscribe for more messages from me, and let's spread this love to the world.